You probably know it as one of the greatest adventure stories ever told, a wild ride with gods, demons, and a super mischievous Monkey King. But the 16th century Chinese masterpiece, Journey to the West, is so much more than that. And that's exactly what we're going to dive into. Yeah, we love the crazy battles and all the funny characters, but here's the thing. The real quest in this story, it isn't a physical trek across a continent. It's actually a journey inward, deep into the landscape of the human mind itself. So think of this as peeling back the layers of a really complex onion. We're going to start with the fun adventure story on the outside, and then we'll dig deeper into its hidden structure. After that, we'll look at the psychology of the characters, the philosophical heart of the whole thing, and finally, its incredible legacy. So what is this book really? Well, that's the tricky part. It's not just one thing. It's famous for being one of the funniest comic novels out there, for sure. But at the same time, it's a sharp satire of bureaucracy, a really deep source of spiritual wisdom, and a massive, complex allegory about what it means to be human. The version we know and love today is attributed to a writer named Wu Cheng-en, and it was published way back in the 16th century. Now, you gotta remember, this was during the Ming Dynasty, a time when popular fiction was just exploding. It was the perfect moment for an epic like this to really come together in its final, incredible form. Okay, let's get into the structure, because what looks like just one crazy adventure after another, well, it's actually built on a really deliberate and pretty sophisticated framework. Believe it or not, this whole fantastical story is grounded in a real event. Seriously. Back in the 7th century, there was a Buddhist monk named Xuanzang who actually made the long, dangerous journey to India to bring back sacred scriptures. That real-life quest became the seed that all these incredible myths and folktales grew around for hundreds of years. So the author took all these sprawling stories and organized them into a super precise 100-chapter epic. It breaks down pretty neatly. The first part is all about the Monkey King. He's just pure untamed power. Then the next section sets up the monk, Tripitaka, and his divine mission. He's kind of the story's moral compass. And then the rest of the book, the biggest chunk by far, is the journey itself, trial after trial. And get this, the pilgrims have to face exactly 81 trials. That number is absolutely not random. In traditional cosmology, 81 is a really important spiritual number. So by framing the quest with these 81 challenges, the author turns a bunch of chaotic old folktales into something totally different, a kind of formal curriculum for achieving enlightenment. And this structure is what lets us get to the novel's deepest, most fascinating layer. You see, the main characters? They aren't just some random group of misfits on an adventure. They actually represent the different, and often conflicting, parts of one single human mind. And this chart here just lays it all out. You've got the monk, Tripitaka, who represents our faith and morality, but he's also kind of naive and fearful. Then there's the Monkey King. He's our wisdom, our mind itself, but he's got a serious rebellious streak. Pigsy, he's all about earthly desire and the ego. And Sandy is that quiet, steady part of us, our concentration. All their bickering and teamwork, that's basically a dramatization of our own internal struggle to get ourselves together. So, here's the key takeaway, right? The journey isn't just across Asia, it's inside our own heads. Faith, that's Tripitaka, gives us the goal, the direction. But on its own, it's kind of helpless, even blind. It needs wisdom, the Monkey King, to actually see the path forward. At the same time, you've got to rein in those earthly desires. That's Pigsy. And the whole operation has to be held together by steady concentration, which is where Sandy comes in. Okay, now we're getting to the absolute core of the novel, its deepest layer. And it's this incredible blend of China's 3 major philosophical traditions. And the author doesn't just mention them. No, he masterfully weaves them all together into one single cohesive universe. So check this out. The main goal of the whole quest is Buddhist, right? Get the scriptures, reach enlightenment. But the powers they use to get there, like all of Monkey King's magic, that's all deeply Taoist. And what holds the whole team together? A very Confucian social structure, this strict master-disciple relationship that even a rebel like Monkey has to respect. And this quote just nails it. It describes a literary universe where Taoist methods are used to achieve Buddhist enlightenment, all within a Confucian moral order. It shows how these traditions aren't separate things in the book. They're all working together. You have Taoist powers used for a Buddhist goal, all happening inside a stable Confucian framework. It's brilliant. So with all this depth and complexity, is it any surprise that this story has had a huge impact? It's been inspiring storytellers all around the globe for centuries now. It's interesting, in the English-speaking world, how we saw the book really depended on the translation. For a long time, most people knew it from Arthur Waley's 1942 version, which was called Monkey. It was fantastic, but it focused mainly on the action and the comedy, so everyone thought of it as this great, fun adventure. It wasn't really until 1983, when Anthony Xīyóu finished his complete 4-volume translation, that the rest of us could finally appreciate its full poetic and philosophical depth. And the cultural impact? It's just massive. I mean, think of all the movies, TV shows, and animations from all over the world that it has inspired. The Monkey King especially has become this universal figure, the classic rebel hero, the one who fights back against the system. That's a character that speaks to people everywhere. But in the end, the real genius of Journey to the West is its incredible, timeless picture of what it means to be human. It's a reminder, really, that our own lives are a kind of tough, trial-filled journey. It's a journey where our wisdom has to be disciplined, our desires have to be tamed, and where we're always, always striving to become more self-aware.